Well, thanks very much, Ellen, for all your great work. It's a hard task that we gave you, but you've done an excellent job. So can we put our hands together and thank Ellen? Thank you very much. Can I also thank all of you? This is part of the process. It is not the end of the process. This process, as many of you would be aware, because many of you in the room have been involved, has been going on now we've been in government for 18 months, and it's about 16 months that we've been working on this. And there have been lots of opportunities for consultation around the state. Not necessarily all of you have been involved in each one of those, but it's been a broad outreach. The very genesis of this has been my view, the government's view, the Department of Planning's view that we needed to reach out beyond whatever has been done in the past and do it far differently, far more innovatively, but as we've discovered today, not necessarily perfectly. We had, of course, Tim Moore and Ron Dyer, one Liberal side, one Labor side, politicians from both esteemed and both well regarded out, consulting broadly across the state with over 100 consultations that led to their papers and eventually to our Green paper. And we've had lots more consultations since the Green paper's been out. We've had, I think it's over 1,000 submissions up on the website. Everything, absolutely everything now under the new government goes up on the website. As has been highlighted today by a couple of questions, we've invited members of the Greens, we've invited members of the crossbench, and I thank Greg Piper from Lake Macquarie for being here. Indeed, I invited the Labor Party. I invited the Shadow Minister, Linda Burney, to be here as well. She was unable to be here. She would have liked to have been here, but she had some prior commitments, so that's fine. Where we now head, I want to just make sure you understand that we all learnt a lot. I learned a lot. Even the experts in consultation learned a lot today about no matter how you do it, it does have to be really carefully worked through to make sure that everybody has an opportunity for a full input. Van Lee, is it? I think, where is she? She made a point which I thought was really good that earlier, that if you're going to listen, you also have to show that you've listened. I think one of the problems that I saw today was that perhaps, at least initially, there was obviously the cynicism from quite a number of people in the room that is this really fair income? Are we actually going to take these things on board? And I understand that. I think that's historically an issue that arises from the way governments of both political persuasions have conducted business in this country for many years. It's not what I want to do. It's not what the government, not what the O'Farrell government wants to do in the planning space. We are very intent on making sure that we do listen and we do respond. So I guess a lesson for me, number one, has been to make sure that although everything has been going up on the net transparently, absolutely every submission, every commentary, every paper, we also need to make sure that this goes up today, but with qualifications around it, so that you know, and those who see it know, and I indicate this to the Department of Planning when it goes up, to make sure that there's no misconception. Those who are sitting in the Tweed or in Bega or in Broken Hill, when they tap on the computer, they've got to know that the answers that were put up today were in a constrained environment. That is, they were the questions that were offered, not necessarily what all of the room necessarily would have liked to have concluded. The issue around community consultation, I think, is going to be one of the greatest challenges for us. As I sat there today, I thought, well, one thing I'm absolutely certain about is that state government, even though we can drive the agenda for greater community consultation, we can't actually tell communities how to consult. We can give them some guidance, perhaps, but we can't actually tell them how to, because in different areas across the state, there'll be different needs for consultation, as has been highlighted, the problems for the regional areas in terms of computer speed and access. So all of those things have been learning curves for us today. I thank you. I really do appreciate the fact that you all accepted the fact that this has been done with good intent, perhaps not absolutely perfectly, but been done with good intent, and that we have all been together on one more of the major steps in producing a really good outcome for New South Wales. It is exciting. Now, I just said to the Director General, I just leaned across and said to him that we now have to move forward with the white paper, and that's obviously a continuing massive challenge. We have to move forward with the draft bill. What I'd like to do is to have another one of these forums, but perhaps run a little bit differently, when we get the white paper together and get the draft bill together. Now, it is interesting, one of the things that governments do, for those of you who are not aficionados of government, is generally before you put draft bills out, they go to Cabinet. And probably that's okay, but I'm going to qualify when I go to Cabinet and say that this is where we're at, but it may well be subject to some major further change, because I intend genuinely to have more consultation, and I'm sure Barry O'Farrell would be 100% with us on that. So sometime, and I don't know exactly when, because it'll depend on when we get the white paper and the draft bill ready, there will be another one of these forums, and I would be very grateful if you would consider sharing some more of your valuable time with us all on that occasion, and come back, because you have actually had the opportunity today to have that input, but it's necessary now we go into that next level with your experience. The other thing I just said to the Director General, and I was talking to some of the people at our table, was maybe we need to rethink exactly how this was done, in the sense that some of you have greater levels of knowledge than others. And I was sitting there wondering, for example, when Gary or one of them anyway was talking, one of our spokespeople was talking about code-complying developments, whether folks in the room necessarily understood what code-complying development is. I know the development industry people would, I know the local government people would, but perhaps the community people might not. So I need to rethink that, we will do that. And if you've got any suggestions, please be in touch. There's what's the name of the website, Sam? That's the planning website. What is it? Have Your Say. Well, anyway, can somebody give me the actual web address, please, so I can make sure all the community people particularly know that. What I'd like to do is just make sure you do have your say in terms of, if you think there's a better way of actually conducting these forums, let me know. But the thought in my head, after talking to some of the people on my table, is that maybe we should make it, not for everybody, just relax, a whole day thing next time, but have those who want to come in the morning come, and have some round tables where we talk about some of the legalese, the planningese, if you like, the language that is used around this and what's meant by it. So when you come into the actual forum, you're much more informed about how you want to actually make your decisions. So we'll look at all that, and please, Tim, have you got there's Tim Robertson, who I just saw the Telegraph. If she's still here, Vicky Campion has reported on our thing on the Telegraph and said that the local planning, she actually reported nicely about this forum, but said that the Minister was on a jaunt last week. Heavens, if that was a jaunt, believe me, I thought it was a bit more agony than that, but anyway. The website, folks, is www.planning.nsw.gov.au, and then you go to Have Your Say on Planning. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. I thank again Ellen. I thank all of you for input. Really do appreciate it, and I think, guys, we are actually heading to a very exciting place. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.